But he wouldn't support monitoring pregnancies even if a state decided to do that.
That's going to be up to the states.
We hope that we're seeing self-destruction in real time and that the Republican Party seems committed to going down with the ship on this issue of women's reproductive rights and medical freedom and medical privacy, as we are now hearing from Trump advisor Jason Miller that if states want to, quote, monitor women's pregnancies to determine whether they've had an abortion, or maybe it's a miscarriage that a state wants to prosecute, or who the hell knows what they plan to do, that if states want to do that, Trump the other day in the Time magazine interview that we discussed said, listen, it's up to the states, rather than, of course, we're not going to violate medical privacy and medical freedom and monitor the pregnancies of women. No, he didn't say that. He said, listen, it's going to be up to states to decide. Jason Miller, Trump's borderline evil henchman, says that it is something that states will have to figure out. We're not going to push nor pull states, he says, and understand that all of this is code for if states are going to do it, we're kind of going to get out of the way. Take a listen to this.
But he wouldn't support monitoring pregnancies even if a state decided to do that.
Well, he's made it very clear that he's not going to go and weigh in and try to push various states and how they want to go and set up their particular rules and restrictions. That's going to be up to the states.
But he would
understand what that means. Because there are people who follow politics who know the sort of code that is often used as something very strange is going on with my hair today. I apologize. Some of us know how the coded language in American politics works, but not everybody does. There are people who, good for them, are now starting to follow the political space. Some of them because they are concerned about the erosion of women's rights and reproductive freedom and medical privacy that we are seeing thanks to the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. And so it's important that you understand it doesn't really sound like there's an answer in there, maybe, but there is an answer in there. Trump wouldn't be supportive. He wouldn't be okay with states monitoring women's pregnancies, would he? Listen, we're not going to push one way or the other. It's going to be up for states to decide. What that means is he would be indifferent if a state says we will monitor women's pregnancies or we will prosecute women who get an abortion. That is what this fundamentally means. And we have to really understand what's at stake here. If people understand what it is that the Trump campaign is outlining as far as this issue of abortion, and you still want to vote for him, good for you. I disagree with you. I think the view is disgusting. I would argue with you endlessly that you are wrong. But if you understand what it is that he's saying and you're okay with it, at least you're voting in concert with what it is that he's proposing. But this kind of shielded and coded language that's been used, this is what everybody wanted. It's now up to the states. Oh, yeah, but you don't support like jailing women who get an abortion, do you? I'm not taking a position. States now get to decide, which is what everybody wanted all along. That is saying that as president, I will stand aside if states want to imprison women for getting abortions. I will stand aside if states decide we're going to monitor. What does that even mean? Every ultrasound, you get a report and it gets sent to the governor? What? What are we talking? I'm going to stand aside if states want to monitor the pregnancies of women. That's what's at stake here. That is the political platform on this issue that Trump and his advisors clearly have decided they are running on. Now, what do they personally believe in the privacy of their own homes? With Jason Miller, I have no idea. I believe Trump's clearly pro-choice. He was openly pro-choice until he was 68 years old. He supposedly met a kid whose mom thought about getting an abortion and liked the kid and then said, oh my goodness, I'm against abortion. I don't believe that. Do you believe that? But it doesn't matter what Trump personally believes. In order to try to seize power again, in order to try to curry favor with whoever he thinks is convincible, this is the approach that he is taking. It is sick and it is disgusting. And understand that that's what you're voting for in November, or that this is who you're helping in November. If you stay home or you vote for Trump or you write in a third party candidate, it helps this. States want to monitor pregnancies, go ahead. States want to prosecute and jail women for getting an abortion, go ahead. That's what you're helping come to power in November. If you choose to vote for Trump or to write in Cornel West or to stay home, I want to prevent that. That's my view. It is time to start thinking like voters and to make sure that kids understand the importance of voting, how it works, registering, ballot initiatives, because so many kids just have no idea. That's why I wrote the new children's book, Think Like a Voter. I can think of no better time and no more important group of folks to try to reach. The book is now available at davidpakman.com/book, where, by the way, you can get the first 2 books in the series as well. Think Like a Detective and Think Like a Scientist. Really important stuff. Donate them to local libraries, classrooms, read them with the kids. davidpakman.com/book.